Thursday, August 2nd, 2018, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. This morning, I want to talk about all the trade negotiations that are ongoing between President Trump, the United States, of course, and other countries like China, the EU, Canada, Mexico. And I'll give you my thinking of why it's happening, why now. Before that, of course, I'm going to have a look at what the markets are doing this morning. Billy is here. I had to wake him up, call him down. Just to let you know as well, I've expanded the Monaco 64 store. There's quite a bit of merchandise there now, and especially there's a lot to do with Billy, but I've done some new ones like End the Fed mug. I've done the cushions that I have on my sofa. They're exactly the same. Someone asked about that. Have a look at that if you want to help the channel. It's always welcome, and it gives you a memento of the channel. So it's just before 8 a.m. this morning. We have a look at what the markets are doing. Gold and silver are still pretty much stuck where we've been all week, between basically 12.15 in gold and 12.25, right? So right now we're at 12.18.50, up about $2.50. At least it's up. The low's been 12.15 and the high 12.21. Silver is up 3 cents at 15.40. Range has been 15.35 to 15.46. In terms of technical levels, gold, we still need to get back above 12.36 on the upside. Until we do that, we're going to stay stuck here below. The key level is around 12.11, 12.12. That's the 50% retracement of the low from December 2015 and the high since then, which was in July 2016 at 1375. So that's the 50% retracement there. That's why it's important of the whole move in this last bull market, if you want to call it. Some people don't consider it a bull market, but it is. The 1045 low is still the low since December 2015. The stock market is continuing to drift lower. On Tuesday, we had a day where the markets were down about 0.5%, which isn't much, but lately it is. Yesterday, the Dow was down another 1/3%. NASDAQ went up yesterday 0.5%, so NASDAQ kind of neutralized the losses from Tuesday. S&P was virtually unchanged yesterday, but this morning we're down. The Dow's down another 0.5%. It's down 108 points, 25,220. So below that key 25,400 level. S&P is down 11 or 0.4% at 2802. So I guess 2800 now is a key support. The low has been 2801, and the Nasdaq is down 0.5%. Nasdaq future down 30 points. Currencies, the dollar is stronger this morning in spite of the stronger precious metals. Cable is back below 131. It's at 130.84, down 1/3% or 41 pips. Euro is down 1/4% at 116.30, and the dollar is virtually unchanged though against the yen. It's only down about 4 pips, 111.68. Crude oil is 67.25, so WTI, so still fairly controlled or subdued. And bond markets. Yesterday we had an interesting day. JGB yields spiked higher. They're still fairly high today. They're at 12 basis points. I was reading something from the Nikkei website. It's a news agency in Japan. Some of the commentators in Japan were saying that we could see the JGB yield now trade in a range from like 10 basis points to maybe 20 basis points instead of 0 to 10. So that's what's going on there. The 10-year yield yesterday broke above 3%. We went up to 301. This morning we're lower a little bit. We're at 299. So that seems to be, it was there almost all day around 3.01. So we need to keep an eye on it, of course. Cryptocurrencies are still fairly subdued. Bitcoin traded below that 7,700 level, of course. We're now 7,658, up slightly. So cryptocurrency is still in the doldrums. What I was talking about earlier, all the negotiations, all the, how can I say, all the tweets, a lot of people are calling it trade wars. And I've been trying to think, if the US economy is doing so well, as many say, especially President Trump, the mainstream media, economists, unemployment is really low. We've never had it better, right? Why then all the rush and all the anxiety to get these trade deals through? Why the aggressiveness from President Trump? Well, as a famous, I think it was Charles de Gaulle or maybe his finance minister, French politician anyway, in the 60s said America has the exorbitant privilege to print money and buy anything they want anywhere in the world, right? But if we do have a monetary event in 2018, that takes away a lot of that exorbitant privilege of the United States. It will be very difficult for America to keep running the huge deficits it's been running for the last 40, 50 years, because it won't have the power to be able to, not everyone will accept the dollars, so they'll have to earn it. And the only way to earn it is to start making things again. So maybe that's why President Trump has been so aggressive with these trade negotiations, with these threats of big tariffs, because he knows that there's something coming down the pipeline in terms of a monetary reorganization of the monetary, world of sovereign countries. And he needs to get America, he needs to get a good deal before America goes on the next kind of game, so to speak. And that's why I think this is happening, because it just seems a bit in a rush. He seems to be very aggressive, even though America is doing a lot better. I know the deficits, he talks about, oh, we're losing billions, but America's not losing anything because they're actually printing money and buying things with it. So that's what I think is happening. Let me know what you think, if that is makes sense. Yeah, write down in the comments below. And give me your ideas and other things that you've seen that could explain this. So before I go, I'll just have a quick look here at some of the headlines this morning. I was talking earlier about how the US economy is doing so well, but there's an article on Zero Hedge. It says the number of Americans living in their vehicles explodes as the middle class collapses. So that's an interesting headline. I haven't read the story. The other one is meet China, secret space control listening base in Argentina, now alarming US officials. Well, I guess the reason I brought this story up, I'm not saying China is a, friendly, perfect country or anything, but it just goes to show how the Russians feel. We've got like a Chinese space control base in Argentina, which is way down south from the US, not even on the border, right? But then you have all these NATO bases surrounding Russia. So I guess it's the US getting some of its own medicine. And the other one that I like is war is a racket. After 17 years and billions wasted, U.S. seeks peace with Taliban. Yeah, I've spoken a lot about war is a racket. That's the title of a book by Smedley, Brigadier General Smedley Butler, of how trillions nowadays are made from wars. And 17 years, that's a good period of income for the arms manufacturers or for the military industrial complex in the US. So these are some of the headlines on Zero Hedge. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can also follow me on Steemit, DTube, and on Twitter. And I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.